Have you ever been in a situation when a client responded to a proposal and then you went back and forth in chat and then finally you managed to close the contract with the client and you got the job? But instead of feeling happy, you're feeling sad because you are not happy with the payment the client and you agreed on the contract. And what I have seen is that this is not something which is really rare. It happens a lot of time with freelancers, even with students I'm working with. Just last week, I was talking to a student and he said, like, Nick, I got the contract. And he was sounding very excited about it. And then he ended the sentence with saying, but I'm not happy that I got the contract. So then we started talking. I was asking him, what's the real deal, bro? So you got the contract and you were struggling to get it and you got the contract. So why are you not happy with it? And then he said, well, it's not worth it. The work, the time it takes, it was a video editing job, I think. So the work and time it takes to produce the quality of video that the client is expecting, it's not worth the money he's paying. So I just asked him, why did you take the job? He went silent like this for some time and then he said, well, when I applied for the job, my mind was saying that I want to get the contract. But when he got the contract, his same mind was saying, no, man, it's not worth the money, right? So this is what I call the action intention gap. This is something which plays not just on Upwork when you're sending proposals. My own life, when I realized this, it applies to so many areas of our life. So if we learn how to apply this in one area, it naturally affects how we do or how we perform actions in other areas of our life as well. So just to explain what an action intention gap is that you know in your mind you want something, like you have a goal. Let's say fitness goal, you want to get in shape, you want to lose 10 kgs, let's say in 6 months. That's your goal, right? And that's the goal. So what are the actions you're taking, right? That's the intention. Let's say that's the intention. So what are the actions you're taking to go towards that goal? Maybe you start off on a diet. Maybe you start going to the gym, right? Maybe you go for a week, you go for 10 days, and then you give up. Maybe you take a break or you just binge on the weekend, you go out, hang out with friends, have some drinks, whatever, right? And after 2, 3 months, slowly you give up. And then you say that the gym is bad, or you say that this diet doesn't work. It doesn't work for me. I have tried everything, it's not working, I'm not able to lose weight. But when you can, if you can get really honest with yourself and see what really happened, it's exactly what happened, right? Action, intention gap. You in your mind is what you wanted, but your actions did not reflect that. In the sense, you thought that's what you should do, and you did it, but you were not honest enough with yourself to really evaluate, is this what I am supposed to do? Or is this what, if I do, will get the results that I want to get? So if you are doing something and you're expecting something else completely, it's illogical, right? The same thing applies to Upwork. I always tell my students, like, everyone has just 24 hours, including myself. I just have 24 hours. And there's only so much you can do in 24 hours, right? So the way it affects or it reflects in your work journey, it doesn't matter if you're a new freelancer or you are an expert and you get a lot of clients and you work on a lot of projects. It all comes down to how much work you can do in 24 hours and what is worth for you. What is worth your time to spend on something in that 24 hours. I think only that's the difference between any let it be freelance or any two-person, right? That's the difference. You're working, maybe you are just driving bus or you're driving a car and you get paid a hourly rate, or you are a top executive and you consult businesses. Basically, you're getting paid a different hourly rate. That's the only difference. But the amount of time each one of us have is exactly the same. So the key difference I see between freelancers who are stuck in a threshold, like they're not able to break and get the high paying clients, and the freelancers who get the high paying clients and then they stay with high paying clients. This is the key difference, right? You need to kind of choose how much is worth my time. $10 per hour, $50 per hour, or how much is this video? I'm just taking an example of video editing, right? So how much money is editing this kind of a video of this duration is worth for me? It doesn't matter about the client. If you can decide that for yourself, it gives you clarity, right? When you're chatting with the client, you already have something in your mind and you're like, okay, this is what is the minimum I'm willing to work for. Anything above that is bonus, but I'm not ready to work for anything below this. That precisely is the difference between you staying where you are or you going up and getting the premium clients. Just little bit analyze how it plays out, right? Let's say you applied for few jobs, like let's say 5 jobs, and 2 clients responded, you're chatting with them, right? One of them is paying really well, other person is paying like bare minimum. He's a kind of client who is trying to drive the price down, like he's really wants cheap work. Unfortunately, most of the clients on Upwork are driving for lower price. That's how it is. Right? Because if there are too many of premium clients, they won't be premium anymore. That the word doesn't make sense. So let's say that this client, you applied to him first and you're talking to him. So at this point, you have no idea that another client is going to respond, let's say in 2 to 3 hours, right? And he's willing to pay higher. But at this point, you don't know that. So you're chatting with this client, even though in your heart you know that, okay, I don't have any other project to do, it's okay, I can take this. I know the pay is low anyway, I can do something instead of being just doing nothing, right? And then you close the contract. Let's say for example the contract is for $10 for editing a video, and you start working. As and when you start working, in 2 hours another client responds, and he's asking, are you available? I have a small video editing work and I'm willing to pay $100 for it. What would you do? You just have 24 hours, right? You made a bad choice just because you thought you didn't have anything else to do, or maybe you didn't have the confidence or enough experience on Upwork to know that you are worth getting more projects, that you didn't wait for it. If you know that what you're offering is worth, you're sending the proposals the right way, and you know how to talk to clients and you close clients, you will have the confidence to just wait even without any projects, because you know you will get the project. That's the shift that really helped me in my own journey on Upwork, when I realized that this is what is worth my time, and I'm not going to take a project. Even if I'm doing nothing, I'm not going to take a project if it doesn't fit my expectation of money. Of course, I have some flexibility, right? If I'm my expectation is $100, let's say, and the client is saying, like, honestly, after a conversation, kind of you get a feeling that the client can maximum pay $80. I'm okay to take the project. I'm not going to say like, okay, man, I'm not going to take it because it's below $100. I do have some level of flexibility, but definitely I'm not going to take a project that's $10 if it is worth $100 for me. So for each person, it is different. Maybe you are completely new on Upwork, right? And your goal is to get more contracts so that you can get 5-star ratings and improve your profile. Then that's your goal. There's nothing wrong with that, right? But you need to be really clear what is your intention. If your intention is to get many contracts so that you can improve your profile, then just go ahead and get as many contracts as you can. $10, $5, it doesn't matter, and bring up your profile. But don't complain at the same time, I'm not getting premium clients, because that's the action intention gap. So the first thing would be to be very clear on what exactly do you want. You want to get more contracts or you want to get high paying clients? Actually, if I see it logically, it's a progression, right? You build up your profile, so you focus on getting more contracts. But at that time, you don't beat yourself that you are not able to get high paying clients, because they are going to come. This is the process. There is no shortcut. I always tell my students, there is no shortcut. The process is the shortcut. If you want to really succeed on Upwork, the process is the shortcut. That's what has been my story, and my students who have done really well, it's exactly been their story. And if you can go and take any field, there are no overnight successes. Like, people do the hard work, they stick to it, they see that they stick through the dark days when there are no results. when you're simply not getting any jobs, and then slowly you got start getting jobs, you build up your profile. There is a process for it. There's a way to do it. How to write a proposal, or how to talk to a client, how to talk to a cheap client, how to, I mean, not cheap client, like low paying client, or how to talk to a premium client. There is a lot of difference. All this can be learned by trial and error, or you can learn from someone, right? So I just wanted to share that with you. So the next time you go about complaining, man, I'm not getting high paying clients, Upwork is just a waste of time. There are no premium clients. I beg to differ. I would really ask you to do a honest inquiry, like what exactly is your intention and what are the actions you are taking. Because if you're not taking any actions and you're just complaining, you're wasting your time. Upwork is not going to help. For that matter, any platform is not going to work for you because you are not putting in the work, you're not taking the action, and you are not taking the right action. You're just having the intention, you're wishing that the clients hire me. I can assure you that they're not going to hire you because they can feel it. It works like that. So, yeah, just wanted to share that with you. Let me know what are your thoughts in the comments below. And I'm planning to share more thoughts and lessons that I have learned my way along the way on Upwork, and try to post regularly on YouTube at least once a week. And I really appreciate that. If you like what I share, feel free to like and subscribe or share with your friends. Leave a comment if you have any questions or any area that you specifically want me to talk about. I'd be more than happy to do that. Let me know in the comments. Thank you and good luck.